Hello, this is Amanda with From Where I Stamp. Today I'll be sharing with you how to create a Christmas card using the Perfectly Plaid stamp set and the Pine Tree Punch. And I am going to be challenging myself to create this card using a color combo that I'm not too sure about. It uses the Magenta Madness, which is a pink. I'm purple. I'm a purple lover, so this is going to be a little bit of a challenge for me. So I'm going to switch over to the other camera and we'll get started with the card. So here is the Perfectly Plaid stamp set and the Pine Tree Punch. Now these can be found in the annual catalog, but it is something that it's not a bundle. So you don't save 10% like our normal bundles that are in our mini catalog or annual catalog, because this is one that is carried forward. So that's a good note for you. If there's any bundles you'd like to purchase, do them before they retire the bundle to save that 10%. All right, so the other thing we're going to do, celebration is still on until the end of September, and there is this gorgeous bedazzling 6x6 paper that you can earn free with a $60 order. See how sparkly that is? I just love that. So we're going to use a little bit of that with our Pine Tree Punch. Now, the rest of that color combo, we have Magenta Madness, Old Olive, Whole Party, Smoky Slate, and Just Jade. So I'm good with these colors. It's this Magenta Madness that I'm not sure about. What do you think? Anyhow, we're going to see how this card goes together. So I have this Pool Party card base ready to go. I already have it scored in half. So I'm just going to use my bone folder to create that nice crisp edge. And then we have some Just Jade. And that'll go like this, right on the card. So it's matted right on the card front. Then we have a piece of Old Olive. This will go right here, roughly. Then we have the dreaded Magenta Madness. And it'll go here. And then a piece of Smoky Slate. That'll go there. So something like this, but we're going to add some punches and some stamping and some other stuff on there. All right, so we're just going to push this off to the side. Grab a couple blocks. And my deluxe foam mat. This stamp set is a photopolymer stamp set. So that means that it is clear. And you see here that I've used it quite a bit. And even though it's discolored, it'll still work just fine. So I'm going to grab my Just Jade ink, because we're going to stamp tone on tone a couple of these different trees. So we're going to do this one, I think. And I kind of like this one. We'll see how it looks. Because I also will have to add on the a little, because that won't work. I have to add the I was gonna say bark, but it's the stump. Not really, but whatever. Trunk. That's the word I want. All right, so we're just gonna stamp these kind of all over. Like so. They overlap, they overlap. Just create some dimension for that backdrop. Something like that, maybe. And then I'm going to go back through. Shouldn't have gotten rid of that ink. Add this little trunk on. Then they just look like bushes, not pine trees. Oops. I'm not even getting them in the right spot. Oh, well. All right. So there's the backdrop. And of course, the wonderful thing about our stamps and ink is you just need a little bit of water. You don't need any specialized cleaner other than the Simply Chamois, and it lasts forever. Even though it's discolored, you could flip it over, use the other side, or whatever you'd like. And the nice thing is, using this Stamparatus Deluxe Foam Mat, I can just wipe this away and voila, it's clean for the next stamping part. All right, so we have our little base here. Then we'll have this old olive. Now let's see if I can find a sentiment that will fit in there. I think the ho 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 fits. Merry Christmas won't, because it's kind of big. Yeah, let's just do ho ho ho. That'll work. And I forgot to grab my black ink, Memento Black. I use the Memento Black for most things, for stamping sentiments, but it's also good to try using colored ink every once in a while. Ho, ho, ho. And this Memento Black, you can also clean it with just water off your stamp. Put that stamp back so I don't lose it. All right, so next, I've already punched these out, but because the punch can be quite loud on camera. But for this, you just slide this in. I like using the punch upside down so you can see where the tree will punch. And then you punch 3 times. So then we can have these 3 pieces like this, 3 trees. All right, so time to put this all together. My favorite glue is the liquid glue, the green glue. And you don't need a lot, just a little bit. And that goes like this. The other nice thing I like my deluxe foam mat for is for the grid lines. Now, if you had a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, either the mini or the large, you could emboss this piece here if you wanted to create some extra dimension. There's a snowflake embossing folder and also like a pine bough one that comes together as a bundle together that fit in the mini. And that would look pretty neat with this one. And then we're going to arrange our punched trees around the sentiment. So that little pop of pink. I almost changed it to red before I went live, just because I wasn't 100% sure that I wanted to deal with it. All right, so I have some dimensionals here. We're going to put that on the back of one of the cards. Well, not one of the cards, one of the trees, because it's going to pop over the rest. See how it has, I don't know if you can see, but it has that extra little bit of foam on the back. So that way you can, maybe you can't see. Oh, well. All right. So next what we want to do, is we want to put a little bit of glue. Oops, glue falling over. All right. So I think we want this one to go right here, because this one's going to go here-ish. And then this one, I think I'm going to put here. That'll work. Oops, my fingers would cooperate. let me pick up the tree. That would be helpful. All right, so then this one goes right about there. And then we take a little bit of glue. And just use these lines. Make sure the card is straight. Use the lines-ish. Try and get this kind of on the card straight. Something like that. Then we can take off some of these backings to finish off our pretty Christmas card. Something like, oops, glue's not dry all the way. There we go. So there is our finished and completed Christmas card using pink along with a lot of green. So that was fun to create, and it didn't take very long. So the Perfectly Plaid stamp set with the pine tree punch using Pool Party, Just Jade, Old Olive, Magenta Madness, and Smoky Slate. I'd love to hear how you've been inspired by this card, and if you liked how I used Magenta Madness, make sure to subscribe so that you can catch me when I have my next video. And leave me a comment if you think I should try this card with a different color. Thanks so much.